Today I would like to explain about the function of our human heart. Our human heart is made up of cardiac muscle and it is a myogenic heart. Our human heart is situated in our thoracic chamber and slightly tilted our left side of our lung, which is known as cardiac nose that present in our left lung. So our human heart has 4 chambers. 2 atrium means right atrium and left atrium, and 2 ventricle, right ventricle and left ventricle. Some nodal tissues are also present in our heart, which is known as autoexcitable cells. Like this is SA node, this is SA node, and this is AV node. These are present in our right auricle. SA node develop an action potential to lead arterial systole. Now I would like to explain cardiac cycle. There is 3 stages in our cardiac cycle. The first one is joint diastole. It ranges from 0.4 second. In the phase of joint diastole, all the chambers, atrium and ventricles are in our relaxed stage, and only 70% of blood will came into our ventricle when tricuspid and bicuspid valves are open. But in joint diastole, semilunar valves are closed. After that, when SA node develop an action potential, the artery will contract, means arterial systole will happen, and when arterial will systole, remaining 30% blood came into our ventricles. After the 100% blood that came into our ventricle, that is known as 120 ml blood that present in our ventricle. So after the action potential that developed by Purkinje fibers that present in our ventricles walls, then ventricles will systole, means contraction of ventricles will happen, and when both the ventricle will systole, only 70 ml blood is poured out of the heart, which is known as stroke volume. That 70 ml blood is poured out, and remaining 40% blood is still 50 ml blood is still in our heart, which tends to not collapse our heart. And we also find cardiac output from this volume by multiplication of this volume. The cardiac output is formed by multiplication of stroke volume into heartbeat per minute. That is approximately 5 liter blood the cardiac outputs that we get in a minute. So after I want to explain about ECG. ECG stand for electrocardiograph. And the graph that we found in this process is known as electrocardiogram. And we find this graph because our arterial systole and ventricular systole. The first wave that we found in this graph is P wave, which represent depolarization of atrium, means contraction of atrium. The second wave that we found in this process is QRS complex, that represent the contraction of ventricles, means depolarization of ventricles. And the third wave that we found in this process is T wave, that represent repolarization of ventricles, means relaxation of ventricle. In this process, if we want to get a standard ECG, then we have to use 3 electrodes, that is 2 connected to our each wrist and 1 is connected to our left ankle. Thank you.